I wanted to just die. I really did. And there was some guys in a car absolutely annihilating me.
I am aware that obviously you did want your identity hidden. So could you firstly start off with, I want to know a little bit about you first. So your career, what do you do? And of course, I'm going to refer you to the name as Miss Core, because you didn't want me to, obviously you wanted to hide your name as well. Not a problem at all. So tell me a bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm 47.
Okay.
I've got one son. I'm divorced, and I worked as a customer sales representative for British Gas for over 20 years. And then I actually got diagnosed with a very rare form of arthritis.
Right.
So I haven't been working since. So now I'm just at home, and I just, the things that I do now is just like I look after a friend's little boy. He's autistic, and I love it. And I was wanting to go into foster care, but they won't let me do it because of my ill health. So
I understand, yeah. Which is a shame, really, but obviously you will have to prioritise yourself.
Yeah.
And of course, safety first for yourself. And obviously, if you are to foster, it's going to be quite difficult as well. So obviously, you've told us that you were diagnosed with arthritis. We are going to touch upon that because that's something I didn't know. So the reasons why I did reach out to you was because there was a comment that you had posted on Facebook under a TikTok video of a large woman. She was dancing away, just usual TikTok videos, and a lot of people were kind of slamming her and saying nasty stuff to her. And you were actually against the comments that were made to her. So I would like to ask you why you was against those comments.
Because the comments, they don't know the girl. One, the girl was stunning. She was beautiful. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Whether I like your beauty to look at or to listen to or to, be with, it's different for everyone. That woman could have been, she might have lost loads of weight. She might have gained it from whatever reason, you don't know. And you're slamming her down for her weight. Why? What has she done and said to you to make you feel that you think it's okay to speak to someone the way you are? What if it was your mum? What if it was your sister? What if it was your daughter? You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could be your kid that's fat, the fat one. Then what are you going to do? There was one comment I remember, and he says, like something about his wife. And I was like, well, it wouldn't. What are you going to do if she gets fat? What are you going to do? Because women don't all stay slim.
Absolutely.
That's life. After marriage, they'll have children. Some people don't get rid of that baby fat. Some people do, and well done to whoever does. But if they don't, they go into a spiral, a downward spiral, because people will comment and think it's okay to comment on your weight. Why? Why do they think it's okay? I wouldn't comment on your skin tone. I wouldn't comment on your hair. I wouldn't comment on, how you looked, or if you were so slim. People get offended if you say, oh, you look like you've lost weight. If you look talking to a thin person, and then they'll be like, oh, I've put on weight. And it's like, well, no, you haven't. You don't know what weight is. I do.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
So you've gone on to, obviously, you know what weight is.
Yeah.
And obviously, of course, you seem pretty upset with all the comments that are made. So tell me why you're so angry or upset when you see these comments. Could you relate it to yourself?
Yeah, because I feel like I won't do certain things. I won't wear certain clothes. I
Okay.
won't I won't go out and, like try and live my life like everybody else might, because I'll always be at the back seat. I'll always be the sunflower in the back. I won't be up front and having a good time and, jumping around and flirting around, because I'll know that eyes are watching me. They're watching me to see when I fail. I already feel my failures myself. I don't need somebody to watch me and then tell me you're a failure. I don't want someone to look at me, you don't know me, to look at me in disgust. If somebody looked at you in disgust, how would you feel? In disgust
Mhm.
for what? I don't even like you. Men think it's okay to tell me, I won't go out with you. Well, who says I'd go out with you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like you. You right with that comment straight away has put me off anything about you. And I'm not even looking at your looks. Your whole personality has just gone from up here to down right there on the floor. You just dropped the mic.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you there because I strongly for you should accept people regardless of what they look like, what they are, what the personality is. It is what it is. And you seem really upset on specifically the fat shaming that has been going on a lot. I mean, the other day I was watching a lot of programs, specifically Piers Morgan's, and where he mentioned that a model, we can't have a oversized model because of it kind of gives other people a chance or a vibe, or should I say the opportunity to be oversized, whereas there's certain people saying it's okay, we should accept people with the way they are. So what I would like to know is a bit more about you personally. So have you, I mean, like childhood, how was it like for you? Have you always felt that you've been fat shamed, or, and excuse me for using this specific fat shaming term, I am quite offended by it myself, if I'm being honest, but it is fat shaming, isn't it? And that's something we discussed via Facebook, didn't we, that it's fat shaming and it's not nice. It's okay to be fat, it's okay to be slim, it is what it is. So tell me a bit about yourself. I mean, with your upbringing, how have you felt? And have you always felt as though you're a large person?
So since primary school, I would say I've been, overweight.
Mhm.
And so from primary school, even then, I was made to feel the odd one out, ugly even, because you're not just fat, you're ugly as well. You're not pretty. So you're not pretty, you're ugly, and then you smell, and then all those factors, they play on you, on your mind. I remember how bad I felt. I can remember and relate to things that I used to do. I remember it. I remember one time, I know this sounds really random, but one of my memories of childhood at primary school was wearing a duffel coat in the middle of summer, hood up, fastened up, because I didn't want to be seen.
Oh,
You don't want people to see you. You don't want anybody to look at you because you're fat. Don't look at me and think I'm disgusting. I'm not. I'm probably one of the, you know, I sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet. I can't even do that without feeling that it's something that I can't do because I'm fat again.
so it seems like you were bullied, would you say, for your weight then, since you
Yeah,
were
I
a
was
child?
I was bullied. If I remember at high school, if I fancied anybody, it'd go around the whole school. Whole school would know that I fancied somebody. Why? What is so horrible about me to fancy you? Do you know how that made me feel? I was sick. I wanted to die. I felt so humiliated. The whole school would be there and they'd say, "Oh, she fancies you, she fancies you," to that one person that I'd like. And he would feel so ashamed to be fancied by me.
That's terrible. And how did that affect you growing up then?
I wanted to lose weight and I couldn't because I felt you become, it's like a big, massive circle that you're in. If I lose weight, I'm going to prove everyone right. Yeah, you were right. Your life will be so much better if you lose weight. And if I don't, I'm going to be unhappy all my life. Okay, well, I'll be unhappy all my life then because I'm unhappy now. I know how that feels. I don't know how it feels to be happy. I don't know how it feels to be any way but this way.
So what would make you happy? What do you think that will make you happy?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Because surely
acceptance would make me happy. You know, like someone who is not going to judge me and look at me and go, you know, I've had people, I'll tell you, when they were looking for a boy for me to marry,
yeah,
and the guys that used to come, and you know, I had one and he was like, "Oh, I want somebody who's gonna stay at home, and I've got plenty of friends that I go and see at weekends and stuff. So if I pack a bag and go to London or bring my friends over to stay at my house, I don't want you asking questions."
Okay. That's not right. Okay.
Another one, and he was a pilot.
Okay.
And his mum came, and I went in to say hello to his mum, and she turned her face. She didn't speak to me. She didn't acknowledge me. She turned her face. My mum saw it, and that hurt my mum. And when that hurt my mum, that hurt me more.
Yeah, of course.
And so then I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have children. What if my children were fat? Then I did get married. And all I got was, so-and-so has told us that you're too fat for my son. So-and-so said, why have you got her married to your son? Why did you get her engaged to him? She's so fat. She's not even pretty.
So being large, it did not only affect your childhood, but as you grew up and you started to look for a potential partner, you'd have people judging you because of the way you look, and hence you found that difficult.
They'd be like, you need to lose weight because you will never get married. The amount, you know how Indians are, and they go to see different, like Bombay and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd explain that in English.
Yeah, is it different priests and stuff?
They're not even priests. They think that they're astrologers and stuff like that, and all those kind of things. Or go and see so and so. He knows. He'll tell you what the problem is. You've got some kind of curse on you somewhere along the line or whatever. And then we used to go and see these people, and they'd say, "Oh, your daughter's never going to get married. It's not on her cards to get married. It's, she's never, she's too fat. She'll never get married. She'll never get married."
All the blame was that you can never do anything because you're fat.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you say it's a cultural thing though, or would you say
a cultural thing? Because it's the same with colour when you come to Asian people. If you're slightly darker toned, you're not good. If you've got a big nose, you're not good enough. If your hair's too curly, you're not good enough. The mindset that we have for perfection in our society is horrendous. They need to really change it. And the boys that are out there, even the boys nowadays and in the past, they shun these women. They shun them into a dark place for them. But then women do the same to men too, who are in that situation. You know, they'll go out with him. He's too fat. I'm not going to go out with him. He's too dark. Oh no, I don't want someone who's that dark. I don't want someone who ain't got any money. I don't want anybody who ain't got a car. I don't want anybody who's got no house. You know, we've all got this thing in our brains, ego. We've all got ego. We've all got, you know, like we want material things. We're not accepting of a person's personality. What's in the heart, they don't accept it. They want more. They want something that they can show to their friends. Look what I've got. I've got this. Look at my model girlfriend. She's beautiful. Look at my model boyfriend. He's amazing. But you don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
We don't know behind closed doors, but you will show that you live a perfect life. And with all the internet now, all you see is, oh, my beautiful boy has bought me this, and my beautiful girl's bought me this, and and my children are so amazing. You know, great, congratulations.
Would you say social media is a big part to this as well?
It is now, and that's only in the last 10, 15 years. But don't forget, I'm 48 this year. So I've seen it from before the internet, you know, where families, my own first, you know, masses, massers, chachis, chache, mamia, mummy, buas, everybody has said to me, you just need to lose a bit of weight. Just lose a bit of weight and you'll be all right. It's just from here to here. And they'd physically point out where the weight was, which was conducive to anything for them. You're not going to...
It's humiliating, isn't it?
Yeah, I did get married. My mother-in-law went to India. I'm divorced now, like I said. And it was the first time she'd gone to India. And she came back and she has 4 daughters and she's got 1 other daughter-in-law. She bought them all an outfit each. And then she said to me, I didn't get you anything because in the whole place that I was there, everywhere that I went, I couldn't find your size.
That's horrible. That's horrible. That's a nasty comment.
But I don't do differences between you and my other daughter-in-law.
Right.
Really? You don't do any difference. On my wedding day, I was told I looked ugly.
By who?
His sisters. You could have looked better than that. You could have lost a bit more weight.
Wow, that's horrible. What did your husband have to say about that? Was he quite supportive of you? Was he against your weight as well?
He was bullied himself. He wasn't.
Right.
So he was bullied by the whole family. He had the same prejudice that I had, but obviously for a man, it was different.
Right.
I don't know how he felt. We never discussed it.
So you never discussed it together of how your feelings that so and so said something.
I did discuss it with him, but he was very like, no, he couldn't deal with it. He wouldn't deal with it. So when he wasn't around, I would be, taunted. You're too fat. Why are you wearing that? You look horrible in that. You should just wear a salwar kameez because you don't suit any other clothes. Shouldn't wear a sari. Hide that bit of fat there because you've got the sari on. Everybody can see you.
So obviously that would that ever make you think twice about wanting to go to any weddings or parties or special occasions? Would you think twice about going
anywhere? I mean, I've been to weddings, I've been to parties, and I've worn what I want to wear because I know I dress well for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I dress well for me. And I know that when I dress up, I look good to me.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, you know, people might not like the fact that I think like that, but I do. You know, I still want to look beautiful. I still want to feel beautiful. I still want to go and buy lingerie and wear lingerie that I want to wear. I still want to look good for my man. I still want to look good for myself. Forget anybody else, for myself. But people
Absolutely.
don't expect that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see you thrive because you're a bigger woman. Don't want to hear you. They don't want to see you. You know, like the saying when there was like, you know, kids should be heard and but not should be seen but not heard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel I should be. I, I think you should be heard but not seen. In fact, we don't want to hear you or see you.
It's horrible to feel like that. It's horrible to feel like that. I mean, it's obviously had a big impact on your confidence because, like you said, you barely go out
Yeah,
anyway. You don't like going out, and you've said a couple of times that you just want to be accepted
yeah.
by people out there. Do you accept yourself? So when you look at yourself in the mirror and feel, right, okay, I'm happy with myself.
No.
So what would make you feel accepted for you? Just you, nobody else. How would you accept yourself?
At the moment, I really don't know. My mental health has been really affected by it. I
Cool.
used to put myself, I used to try and commit suicide as much as I could, where, you know, like, not to the point where anybody found me and I was like, you know, nearly dead or anything, but I'd hurt myself. I wanted to commit suicide, but I couldn't. I was too scared to commit suicide. I was better off in my little bubble, living in the house, staying in the house, and keeping away from everybody.
Wow. So what were, if you don't mind me asking, why did you feel that suicide was the answer for you, even though you were scared, but why did you feel that was perhaps the answer?
I tried to look at, like, then my mum and dad wouldn't have to put up with the taunts and the jibes and stuff from other people saying your daughter's fat. Do you know how that made them feel? My grandparents felt it. My mum and dad felt it. My family must have felt it. My close family, as in my brothers and my dad and my mum and my grandparents, because they will have been told it. If somebody said to you, "Oh, Simon, your sister, say I was your sister, she's really fat," how would you feel? Could you come and tell me?
It's a
You
difficult
couldn't
situation, yeah.
tell me. Oh, you know what? My best friend thinks you're fat. You couldn't do it. So who else is talking about me? Who else are they talking to?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So,
I'm your joke, your conversations because I'm fat. So I used to think, what are they going to think when I'm dead? Oh, she was, what will they remember? Okay, so they'll remember she used to be really fat, didn't she? Won't remember anything else I've done. They'll just remember that I'm fat. That's what I'm going to be remembered for. I'm not going to
that's
be remembered for loving somebody or giving them everything that they wanted or being there for them in the dark times. I'll be remembered for being fat. Thank you very much, everybody.
horrible. That's horrible for somebody as so lovely as you. I mean, I only know you for half an hour, and I think your personality is amazing, but nobody sees that. We live in a world where they judge the appearance and what you look like first, which is a massive shame. So just my next question would be, obviously you thought, okay, one route would be to commit suicide, and you've tried a couple of times. Did you ever think, shall I try to lose weight? Was that ever an option for you, that let me try?
And I did lose a little bit of weight. And when I lost weight, guess what happened? Oh, you don't look nice anymore. But then I got the other ones where my mother-in-law would say, you look like a human being now.
What? So
That
what did you look like before then? That's the question. What did she think you looked like before? It's ridiculous.
You look like a human being. Not everything sticks in your mind, like, if someone pays me a compliment, I think they're lying.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think, yeah, whatever. But if someone says to me, 10 people can say to me, Cam, you look amazing, you look brilliant, and then turn around and say, well, actually, that doesn't suit you. That colour doesn't suit you.
Yeah.
Outfit doesn't suit you. Why is your lipstick looking like that? Anything to judge me on my appearance will make me feel like, oh, right, okay, so I've got to remember that now. That's it. It's in there and it'll replay. It's on auto, rewind and play. Auto, rewind and play. Play it again. Play it again. Remind me what it is that's so good about me. There's nothing good. It's nothing good. You're just fat, you're ugly, and you're dark-skinned.
Nasty.
And you don't know, think you don't work, you don't you don't go out to work anymore, you've got mental health issues,
Yeah, it's just obviously playing in your mind what people are saying about your parents, because it seems like because you don't feel accepted yourself and you know for a fact others are not accepting you either, so it's obviously constantly playing on your mind. Do you think if you ever accept yourself the way you are might help the situation a bit more?
I've tried to accept myself, but I've got to the point now where like I'm not looking for a relationship anymore, and I think that's
Mhm.
taking a bit of pressure off me.
Okay.
I'm not working, so that's taking pressure off me. I think when I was looking for work previously, I was so like, they're not going to take me on because I'm fat. They're not going to do this because I'm fat. People don't talk to you because you're fat.
What? Really?
Yeah, they don't talk to you because you're fat.
Wow.
Especially men. I worked in a company for over 20 years, and there'd be people that start after me and they'd know everybody, all the guys, all the girls, they'd know everybody. And I would only know like 10 people. And I'd be like, how do you guys know each other? How have you started talking to each other? How come nobody speaks to me? What's wrong with me? Do I look like I'm unapproachable? Do I
Mm.
like I shouldn't be spoken to? And then you get the comments like, oh, don't say no to her because she's just gonna, she'll pounce on you. Pounce on me? Why am I gonna pounce on you? She'll damage you if she jumps on you. Why am I gonna jump on you?
So it's just the constant like the constant comments that are being made to you that affect.
And I spoke to you about this in our conversation that we had online, and I told you that when I was in a restaurant one night,
Yeah,
I'd gone out
my next thing. Yeah.
with 3 girls. We all went out. We'd gone out. We'd had a good night. We'd gone to like a restaurant just for some food afterwards. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. My friend had a car, so we went off, got some food. Well, we were going to get some food, and we sat in this restaurant because it was open until 6 o'clock in the morning. And in that restaurant, there was a large group of lads, 12, 15 maybe. And then there was a couple of, like lads on the other side. There was no other women. And I noticed somebody videoing me. And I questioned him. I said, what are you doing? And he was laughing. I says, why are you laughing? I said, why are you taking my video? Who are you? And then he started with himself. And then one of them got up and threw the condiments at me, the glass bottles. He threw them at me. So I got and I threw it straight back at him, and it hit me in his chest. Like it hit me, it hit him, and he sat back down. So I said, right, I'm going to get my video out. I'm going to record you guys and see who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to sit back down and say, no, no, no. It was in my head, they thought, oh, she'll just roll over and squash us. That was my feeling. That's how they came across.
Right.
Oh, if she touches us, we're done for, we'll break.
Yeah.
Sauce all over me, mayonnaise all over me. They smashed my car's mirror on her car. I asked the owner of the restaurant to call the police. He says, you've got a phone, call him yourself. That was the owner of the restaurant. Tell me if I've set foot in that restaurant ever again. I will never set foot in that restaurant ever again. Never. Not in, if it's the last restaurant on earth. Never.
So do you feel you were attacked because of your weight?
Yeah, because I didn't speak to any of the other girls. It was me.
Right, okay.
The other girls had said, you know, why? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they were like, oh, you know, come on, beautiful. Come and sit on my legs. Come and sit on my knee. You know, to them. But to me, it was nasty. It was vicious. Do you see my...
Yeah.
Knew what they thought, exactly what they thought. And when we called the police, and the police came, and they said to me, there's nothing we can do because, you know, unfortunately, some people just don't like fat people.
The police said that?
Yeah.
How is that accepted where people don't like fat people and the police don't do anything about it? Isn't it supposed to be you accept people regardless of how they are? I mean, you were sitting there.
You know, if it had been a rape crime or if it had been a hate crime, that was some form of hate crime. That was a hate crime. And they didn't look into it. They didn't care. I went and I felt so broken. Yeah. So broken.
Yeah.
Just, I wanted to just die. I really did. The other week I went shopping and I had my friend's little boy with me. He's 5. He's autistic. He doesn't speak. And I was getting him out of the car. We were in a car park at a shopping supermarket. And there was some guys in a car absolutely annihilating me. I could hear this jeering and, you know, like stuff, and I could hear noise. And I looked up and it was these guys in this car. And I was like, who the hell are you? If you're so comfortable by doing that in your car, come out of your car and come and say it to my face.
Absolutely. These are random people. You've never seen these people before.
Never met them before. I've been hit in a club because I'm fat. And I know he knew it was because I was fat, because he told me.
So what did he tell you? What? You punched, sorry, say that again. He punched you in the face.
Yeah.
And when you said that he hit you because you're fat, and he told you, when did he tell you that exactly?
Because he was someone who I knew who he was. We weren't friends.
Right, okay.
Made it clear that he doesn't like me because I'm fat. And then he hit me in a club once.
That's nasty. So you feel as though you can't really go anywhere without being traumatized, should I say, where people are just saying and doing nasty stuff to you, and every time you come back, you're having to feel the way you're feeling right now as you're telling me the story.
You know, like going, the simplest little things, doing things like going shopping and putting something in your trolley that, you know, is considered to be not, you know, necessarily healthy. you know, you might put chocolate in there, or you might put something else in there that, you know, you might be wanting to bake a cake, so you're going to get all your cake stuff. And I think, I mean, I feel sick taking it around in my trolley because people are going to judge it. People are judging my trolley, not judging anybody else's, they're judging mine. That's why she's fat, because she's eating that in their head. So I already automatically feel that I know what that person is thinking about me.
Yeah. But what is the reality as to why you are large? Could it be because your eating habits? Could it be lack of exercise? Is it genetics?
It's everything. Genetics. It's my eating habits now, and lack of exercise because I can't really do much with my arthritis.
Right.
You know.
As you were younger, did you feel that you wanted to lose the weight? Do you feel that had you had maybe lost weight then, it'd be a completely different story?
I think now, yeah, but back then I hated everyone. I hated everything. I hated myself. So because I hated myself so much, I'd eat more. It's a vicious circle, like you said, you know, like you go into that like, oh, I can't do it. Because even my doctor once said to me, right, this was back in, I'm looking at possibly middle school. So would have been about 10 to 13 years old.
Mm-hmm. So very
my doctor had said to me at that time, you're never going to lose weight unless you do crash dieting. My doctor said that.
So define crash dieting. So what is crash dieting?
So crash dieting is taking like doing the cabbage soup diet, doing things like Slim Fast, doing all those faddy diets that you know people do, and you know, like
The
that
quick
was it.
fix.
Yeah,
So
quick
very
fix.
quick. Yeah.
I even contemplated buying speed amphetamines.
Wow.
Do you know what? Everyone says that helps you lose weight. What if I got it? What if I got some amphetamine? I was too scared and I couldn't afford it. One. Two, I was too scared of getting hooked on it.
Yeah.
So I never did. But it was like, the thought was there. The thought was, if I could have done it, would I have done it? Would it have affected me? How would it affect me? I'd be thin. I'd be accepted then. Everybody would love me.
Yeah.
Nobody loves you because you're fat. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody, you know, like people don't really talk to you because you're fat, can't, and you know, like they don't want to hang around with you because you're fat. No, this is why they're not talking to you properly, because you're fat. You know, if I don't hear from people a few days and then I'm thinking, then it goes through my head that, oh, well, they must have just realised now that I'm fat.
Absolutely. I mean, your story, I'm pretty sure there'd be more people just like you that feel the same as you. And obviously are sick and tired of being judged daily by other people, even to a point, even when you go shopping, you think twice about what you pick up and put in your trolley. At the end of the day, you're paying for it. You've worked for it. It's up to you what goes in your body.
I will get into a situation and then it might be like, say for 2 or 3 days, not for a long periods of time. I'm not like, you know, bulimic or anything. There'll be days where I'll just be like so gutted about stuff that I'll just feel like I need to eat. So it might be bread. So I might have just toast all day long. And I'll just eat bread and keep eating bread. Or it'll be like, I'm not full. So I might have like, say, 2 slices of toast. And then an hour later, I'll be like, right, well, I'm not full on that. So I need to go and eat some more. And then the guilt will set in. once the guilt set in, and then I'm like, I can't eat anything. I'll just have a coffee and I'll be all right. I'm diabetic as well.
Right, okay.
So
means you have to have your 3 meals and you have to be consistent with what you eat and stuff as well. So you feel as if it seems like you punish yourself by not eating what you should be eating because you feel a certain way.
Even if I was punishing myself and ate what I should eat, I'll overeat on that because I need to stay where I am, because you're not worth getting out of that loophole. Do you understand?
Yeah. What would help you change this thought and feel right? Okay, today's the day. I'm going to accept myself, look at myself in the mirror, and say, right, I'm going to do it. Forget everybody else for me. What do you think that will help you with that kind of thought?
It's a mindset. I don't know what could help me. I've had counselling. I've, tried it all. I've tried going to 3 or 4 different counsellors for CBT. And I just think, sometimes I'll be like, this is it. This is you for the rest of your life. And I'll just give up. But just like, I'll give up. And then I'll I even often think now, what if I die in my sleep and my son finds me? What am I going to do? I'm the only one he's got. He's got no brothers and sisters. And I'm like, I'm so.
And in terms of, sorry, just like you've obviously mentioned your son. Sorry, how old is your son?
He's 20 today.
Oh, is he? Well, a happy birthday to him. I mean, how is he like with? Surely it's mum, and he must be very supportive. How are you when you're feeling a bit down?
With him, he's not a skinny boy. He's a big lad.
Okay.
I'm constantly, and I shouldn't do this, but I do. I'm constantly saying to him, we need to lose weight. We need to, not just him. We need to lose weight. We need to do something. We need to start together. Let's do it. And then he'll be like, he just like, I think he's got to the stage that I got to where it's like, excuse me, French now, but just fuck off, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, why are you telling me to lose weight? Who? I'll lose it when I want to lose it. I'll lose it if I want to lose it. I'll lose it when the time's right for me, not for you, not for Auntie flipping down the street, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me, not for
absolute
acceptance from everybody else. It's for me. That's when I want to do it. But right now, I'm fighting that battle where actually, who am I losing weight for? Am I losing it for me, or am I losing it for everybody else? To then turn around and go, see, we told you you'd look better. And when that jibe comes back to me, it'll be like, nah, man, I don't want you to say that to me. I don't want you to say, see, I told you so. Nobody will take it from there, see, I told you so.
Absolutely. Well, I hate hearing it myself, because I don't like admitting if I'm wrong. So somebody says I told you so, it affects me. So I can only imagine how you would feel, and of course your son as well. So obviously you're both together. I mean, do you feel he may get judged by other people as well, and he might feel how you're feeling?
All the time, trying so hard to protect him, and looking at his friends and thinking, oh, you know what, you lot better not take the piss out of him, because I will absolutely annihilate you all. I will. But I think he's a joker, and he just takes it on the chin and just laughs it off. Whereas I don't. I feel hurt. And then I think, well, my mum and dad must feel this hurt. Then they must be embarrassed about me. My mum must be embarrassed when they go out shopping with me that, oh, this is my niece and look how fat she is. This is my sister, look at how fat she is. This is my mum, look at how fat she is.
Have they ever said it to you at all? Ever? Where I know you said you feel it, but have they ever said it to you?
As in, like, my close family like that?
Like your
Have they
close
said,
family, have they ever like said you need to lose weight because look what people are saying about you?
yeah,
They have.
yeah,
That must hurt twice as more.
yeah. My mum
Yeah.
used to tell me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what's it like now? I mean,
I was told there was no oil painting
right?
by a member of my family.
What? Wow. It's harsh. Very harsh. So these comments, you're still getting them today, or do you think people have calmed down maybe, or?
No, I still get them.
Still.
Especially of Asian guys. Especially of Asian guys. They're the worst. The worst, the absolute worst.
Would you say the younger generation, or would you say your age, or would you say
All of them.
mid?
All of them. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely all of them. They disgust me.
What surprises me is because a very long time ago, it used to be very much, if you say a model, it's size 0, literally, beautiful, very pretty, petite, etc. But today, if you look, models are all different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a little bit of education out there, but would you say it's enough education out there? No.
It isn't.
It's not enough education. So why do you feel it? How would you educate others about people that are shaming others?
See that my outside isn't my inside.
Yeah.
Look at me like you're a blind person. Listen to what I have to say. Listen to how I treat you. Feel how I treat you. Feel how I make you feel as a human being. And then judge me.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yeah.
outside. And this is why I didn't want to show my face. One of the reasons.
Of course. Yeah.
Because I can imagine that there'll be a lot of, like comments that I wouldn't want to look at. And I wouldn't want to read because they'd have something to say about something.
Absolutely.
Being fat isn't just a visual thing. It affects so many different things. I've got skin conditions because of it. Rare skin conditions because of it.
Right. So it's just led from one thing to another, but not only mentally, but also physically as well. Right. And the thing is, I've noticed that a lot of people are named and shamed, one for being fat, but they are lazy. But I don't believe they're lazy, because surely somebody like yourself who wants to accept herself has tried a lot of things, but it's just
I used to in my 20s I started going to the gym. Every single day I went to the gym and lost nothing.
Right.
I used to go for the home because I used to work in the afternoons.
Okay.
So in the morning for about 2 hours and then I'd go to work and I lost nothing.
And how long was this?
I went there for about 1 or 2 years and I didn't lose anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So it could be, it's not just the fact that it's lack of exercise and your eating habits, it's genuinely a health condition that is probably stopping you from losing this weight. And surely everybody wants to be perfect, even though there's no definition as perfect. And everybody wants to get there, but if you can't, and if you're trying and you can't do it, is that why you feel you've just given up on losing the weight then?
I think so. And then I see all my other friends, and like the size 10s, and they're hitting the same age as me, and it's like, oh, you're so beautiful for your age, and blah 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 blah. And then I don't get told anything. And then just imagine being in a whole group of girls, and you all being told you're pretty apart from you. You're all told you're attractive apart from you. You're all spoken to apart from you.
It's horrible. So it's affected your social life as well, because surely if people are, saying you're beautiful, and then missing you out, you wouldn't want to be there, would
I've
you?
actually turned around and said, excuse me, I'm here.
Yeah.
And they've been ignored, still been ignored.
That's horrible.
I was out one night, and everybody would kind of, got together with some other people. Everybody said bye to each other. This one particular guy was hugging everybody, and he didn't even look at my direction. So I had to pull him up about it. I said, don't think you're any better than me. Right?
Absolutely.
Do not think you're any better than me. You're not. I don't fancy you.
Yeah.
Just remember that. And then I told his wife that she'd got a stupid husband because he's ignorant.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, good on you, because I feel it seems like nobody else is going to stand for you but yourself.
I have to do it myself.
Absolutely. And just a very quick question. You mentioned about family and your husband. Would you say, obviously, the reason behind your divorce or anything was because anything to do with your weight, or was it something completely different?
That was a part of it, because that's what I'd get picked on about.
Right, okay.
You're not good enough because you're too fat. You're not looking after my son because you're too fat. You're not looking after your son because you're too fat. You can't breastfeed because you're too fat. You shouldn't have. You can't have any more kids because you're too fat. Have you had sex? Do you know how to have sex? Because you're fat. Do you even know what to do?
God. So it's impacted nearly everything, hasn't it? And it's not just the fact that being large, it's more so the comments that you're constantly facing every single time. That's absolutely disgusting, because people need to be educated on large people, the fact that they have feelings too. It seems like just because you're large, you don't have feelings. And the fact that you're supposed to take it just because you know you might be a large person. That's disgusting.
Who have gone through surgery, had the gastric bypasses.
Yeah. Okay.
And my doctor has offered me one of those, and well, they tried to offer it to me, and I said no, because the amount of people that I know that have gone through so many problems with having that surgery, because you can have blockages, you might not be able to eat properly ever again, you might not be able to go to the bathroom properly ever again. Lots of things. They have certain ailments through it, like their hair will fall out, their teeth will fall out, that they're on, like, they have like swellings and stuff in the body, that they will feel that pain. You won't, I won't, but they will.
Yeah, absolutely. So it seems like that option would fix one problem, but there'll be complications for several more.
Yeah, it can be like that. You might be one of the lucky ones and be fine with it, but no, my luck, I'd probably be the unlucky one and get everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't do it. I've still got a hernia, and it's in my belly button, and it was bleeding. I thought I was dying. I went to the hospital, and he says, oh, yeah, it's a hernia. The best thing to do is have gastric bypass, and then we'll be able to fix it. But we're not going to fix it now unless it causes you to nearly die. Then we will fix it.
That's a big case of negligence, that is. So because until you're not literally on your last breath, they'll do something about it, that's really wrong. That is really wrong. You mentioned something about your that you were diagnosed with arthritis.
Yeah.
Was that recently?
No, it's been about 10 years now, but it's a rare form of arthritis.
So could you just educate us a little bit about the arthritis that you've got?
The type of arthritis I've got, normally you get swelling in the joints, like everybody knows, this is what happens. With me, my bone, the marrow inside your bone, it's actually turned to bone.
Oh.
So stiff.
Okay, right, okay.
I get pain in my arms, not just in joints, it's my whole arm. It'll be my whole leg. It won't just be like like normally you see people and they've got it in their fingers, or they might have it in the shoulder or something, and it's just there, in this joint area. And then it'll be my whole arm. It feels like I've got ice cubes in my bones.
Right, that's terrible. And does this affect you daily?
Yeah, it does. No, I do have a lot of pain with it. And then, just going on, I can't do too much because it just affects me, as in just doing lots of things, even getting like a 4-pinter of milk and stuff sometimes, like it hurt to pick it up. It's just little things. I can't get in the bath and out of the bath anymore. I've just got to have showers. All the little, the things that you would probably take for granted.
Yeah.
I'll just jump into the bath. I mean, I remember the last time I had a bath.
Yeah.
I just had showers.
Wow.
So it's just,
it seems to be it sounds really painful. Because I know about the arthritis that is not so rare, and that's quite painful as it is. Yours sounds more painful because it's the full arm or the full leg, etc. So, I mean, would that affect you from losing any weight at all? Because surely if you're not able to exercise or move, you're able to exercise.
So much in the day. I'll try and walk around the house and stuff. With the COVID thing now, I'll try and do things. But they operated on my knee as well, where they took bone from my tibia in my calf, and so they had to drill through my knee, get into my calf, get through to the bone, drill the bone, and then take fragments of my bone to test. And so that caused my knee never to be the same again. So I can't kneel on the floor. I can't sit cross-legged.
And that's got nothing to do with your weight, of course. That's just another health condition that you've had. But surely if you go out there and maybe tell people this, they'll probably say, it's because you're a certain weight. They'll probably say things like that, won't they?
Everything. You go to the doctors, I've got an infection in my eye. Oh, because you do that. Literally.
God.
That is literally it. You go out and you say, like, I've got a backache or whatever, or you need to lose weight. That's what you need to do.
Oh,
but everybody else, skinny people don't get backache. Is that what happens?
Absolutely, yeah.
There's nobody who's slim who's got arthritis. There's nobody who's slim who's got cancer. There's nobody who's slim who's got, suffers from migraines. It's only fat people. Because every time I go with an ailment, it's because of your weight. If anybody else goes with it, it's literally because, you know what, wait, yeah. it's because of, we're really sorry, but you're suffering from this condition.
Yeah, it's horrible, because I just feel like, because we've got access to social media now, a lot of people tend to bully a lot more, and put people down. Hence, that's how we've obviously met. Because I did notice your comments. I feel like, after speaking to you, it's not only social media that's the biggest part, because before all this, you were suffering from it for a very long time. And it can be culture.
The social media has been given a bigger platform now for everybody to start voicing their opinions in, like, whereas those opinions might have been hidden before, now they're openly verbal diarrhea, literally, is what it is. They spit it out, and it's like, when you get pebble dashes on the walls, that you do them stones that they put on walls in cement. It's literally like everybody's comment just stick like that. They might as well.
It seems like people throw these comments and they don't even think about how people would feel.
No, they don't. And that's what I'm saying. This is why I was trying to say to them that, look, this isn't right. She was an attractive woman. Absolutely, in her own right. She wasn't wearing anything that was inappropriate. She was just doing a simple little routine that maybe 1,000 million other people have done. And you've taken it to the point where you're actually dismissing everything that everybody else has done and making her look like she's an idiot for doing it, because what? She's fat.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Totally agree with you. Totally agree.
Nobody knows her. I don't know her. I mean, she was quite good enough to put on there. I think she wrote a comment on there herself and said, I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. She was only 20. She was a young girl, which I do remember. She had some amazing dance moves. Amazing.
Sorry.
Okay, we are going to wrap up now anyway. I just want you to just give me a few words or some advice to others, just for my viewers. What would you say? What advice would you give to others, please?
My advice is, don't judge before you've got to know somebody, whether they be skinny, fat, white, black, orange, purple, whether they have a disability. You don't know that person. Until you know the person, you can't judge them. Don't judge just a cover, because sometimes you might find the best hidden book in the rustiest of covers.
Absolutely.